right kind of movement that induces that state and help nurture and strengthen, again, that center, that ability to be the spinning top. And no matter what's going on out here, I'm still able to stay centered.
And going back to understanding someone's initial situation, we talked about the physical aspect of their imbalances for 1, 2, and resetting that. How do we understand where they are psychologically, mentally, before they start treatment with you or go through your process?
That's such a beautiful question, and it highlights this idea that I just touched on briefly, that when we're stuck in an autonomic imbalance, so especially in a sympathetic state, that limbic system takes over. And if you can imagine, and some people are probably familiar with the idea of the drama triangle, where you've got the victim, the perpetrator, and the hero or rescuer, victim, villain, people call it different things. But that triad of roles, if you assess yourself and you go, wow, where do I feel like a victim? And who do I feel like is making me a victim? And who do I wish would come help me? Or, what do I think could come help me? When you start to recognize that you're playing those games, you know that you're in a stress state. So the way you're going to psychologically perceive and process the information in your world is going to be limited by that physiological level of function. So when I'm in my limbic system, I'm pre-mammalian, reptilian at best, right? So I'm not going to be like a human. The beautiful thing about a human is it's that we are designed, we have the capacity to see objectively with our prefrontal cortex. So that means I can, like I said, hold both sides or all sides of a situation, not get stuck in polarized polarity games, which we see played out right in our politics and so many things. You go online and you can see it, right?
Yeah, that's the average, not normal. That's the average.
Exactly. And you see that out there, and it's being played out in so many ways. And the big disadvantage for us as human beings being stuck in a stress state is that we can get played by those games. Like we get caught up in them. Algorithms are set to extract our attention and get us to buy things, because when you're in that state, you're vulnerable to those sort of plays.
Just thank God for Amazon has a 30-day free return if you're a Prime member. So
Exactly.
Kurt just go, I don't really need that. Let me get it out of here.
Why did I do that? Yeah, exactly. So a lot of it is, back to the question, how do you assess? So I do, ask them to give an honest assessment of how they think and feel and behave on a regular basis. And a lot of times that reveals a lot, because if you're really honest, with most of us tend to just, oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. And it's like, well, what are you really spending your time doing?
Yeah, tell someone on the street that, but I'm here to help you. How can I help you if you let's be honest with me?
Exactly. And when that is revealed, it's like, oh, wow, I actually am, spending way more time doing this than I say I am, or I'm not spending as much time doing this as I say I am, and I know it's good for me. And what that typically is that also reveals what someone truly values. And that's another key piece to what is the key to unlocking your vitality and your health on all levels, is understanding what you care about, what inspires you the most, what you love, because no one has to incentivize you or motivate you to do those things. Those things you're intrinsically inspired to do. You'll do them without anyone telling you to do it. So if you can reveal what that is, you'll start to recognize that there's something for each of us, something that each of us has as the highest value or the highest inspiration, the thing that's most fulfilling. And that when you assess your life and you go, well, how much am I actually doing that? And if the answer is very little, no wonder I'm uncomfortable. No wonder I'm unhealthy. No wonder I'm having symptoms, right? There's an aspect, and you know this as a chiropractor, that you can come in and you can tune up their spine, incredibly. And if they don't take the reins in their life and start to fill it with things they love, they're still not going to love their life. Like, you can tune them up all day and every day, but if they don't make the changes to interrupt the patterns that have generated the discomfort and the symptoms, then it's just going to be on repeat, right?
It's almost like you're going, okay, I can help as one problem you have on the outside, but what's going on inside to make this problem keep coming back over and over again? Yep. You mentioned a second ago vitalism. Can you explain what vitalism is? I know it's kind of I looked a couple of things online, but what would you explain to weight that you can actually change that over time?
Yeah, great question. In vitalism, it's really hard to find much on it because
Yeah.
it was so if you go back into the 1800s, vitalism was a key concept in the wellness world and medicine. And it's the idea that, and chiropractic is founded on a vitalistic principle, which is that well, first, the power that made the body can heal the body.
There you go.
You know, that's classic Palmer stuff.